Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Undergraduate Pilot Training Graduation Ceremony for Class 2608. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Michael Fantuzzi, Commander, 8th Flying Training Squadron, training students in the T-6 Texan.
And I'm Lieutenant Colonel Julie Rainwaters, Commander, 71st Student Squadron.
Today's ceremony is a once-in-a-lifetime event. We encourage you to come forward and take pictures or videos when your loved one is presented with an awards or their wings. For your planning purposes, the wings are presented by rank and then alphabetical order.
Please stand for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the national anthem of Singapore and the national anthem of the United States, followed by the invocation given by Chaplain Christopher Gilmore.
I would invite you to pray in your tradition as I pray in mine, or you may simply observe a moment of silence. Let's pray. Dear Lord, as I'm here before you today, along with so many to celebrate the hard work and dedication of these graduates, I want to thank you. Lord God, I thank you that they are joined by so many around them physically and those who know they are here in spirit. And thank you that in your great and mighty hand you have kept them safe up until this point. But I would ask, Lord, that in your amazing and divine powers, that you would lead these pilots to be some of the greatest leaders that the Air Force and its allies have ever seen. Use them to lead in all of their training, in their careers, so that we are better equipped to engage the threats we face as nations. Remind them, however, Lord God, that they are part of a team, that they are part of something with a global impact, and they are surrounded by other officers and enlisted personnel who are the backbone of our force. God, would you please grant them with both the resolve to lead well and the humility to learn how to do that effectively. Also, please help them to be the kind of officers that lead by example, not only in their professional lives, but in their personal lives. In their personal lives, God, I ask that you help them to either maintain or build a thriving home life. Help them to be present when they are with their loved ones, knowing that the missions will always be on their minds. Help them to aim towards finding a healthy balance of being an excellent officer and a father or mother, a husband or wife, a brother or a sister. Lord, give them a resolve to do these things at home. Thank you, God, for the great privilege of being able to come here and celebrate with them. And thank you for who you have made each one of them to be. I pray these things in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Gilmore. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Today, 24 officers will receive their wings. On behalf of Colonel Joshua Lundeby, Commander 71st Flying Training Wing, I'd like to welcome the family and friends of Class 2608, as well as several members of Team Vance, including squadron commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, spouses, and our ASRC and Amentum contractors.
We are honored to have the following guests from our civil and wing leadership here to support the graduates. The Deputy Commander, 71st Operations Group, Lieutenant Colonel Jared Johnson. Representing the Senior Enlisted Leader, 71st Operations Group, Master Sergeant Adam Hart. The Commander, 71st Mission Support Group, Colonel Benjamin Jans and his wife Nancy. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 71st Mission Support Group, Chief Master Sergeant Adam Barakoff. Airman of the Month, Vance Medical Group, Airman First Class Matthew Alexander. Airman of the Month, 71st Wing Staff Agency, Airman Matthew Durand. The Commander, Vance Medical Group, Colonel John DeLumba. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Vance Medical Group, Master Sergeant Hilton Gonzalez. The Honorary Commander for the 71st Flying Training Wing, Mr. David Lawrence. We are also honored to have the following distinguished visitors as special guests of Class 2608. Please stand or wave your hand to be recognized. On behalf of Second Lieutenant Jefferson Thomas, Major General Ed Thomas, United States Air Force retired, and his wife, Dinah. Also, Colonel Jefferson Dunn, United States Air Force retired, and his wife, Susan. On behalf of Second Lieutenant Wesley Mason, Vance Air Force Base graduate of Class 1612 and prior first assignment instructor pilot, Major Brian Diesel Rush, United States Air Force.
We'd also like to give a warm welcome to our guest speaker, Colonel Carl Miller III, Deputy Commander, 71st Flying Training Wing, Vance Air Force Base, Oklahoma. And the Commander, 71st Operations Group, Colonel Eric Bissonette and his wife, Biz. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Bissonette.
Hello. How's everybody doing? Good morning. Well, this is the right one, I'll make sure. First, welcome to graduation day here at Vance Air Force Base in Enid, America. We are so excited to have you here. Today is an incredible day and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for our students here for Class 2608. To all my brothers and sisters across Team Vance, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. You know we could not do this without the efforts of you and your entire team, so thank you for everything that you've poured into these students to make them class graduating today. I'd also like to welcome our fellow service members and all the veterans who are back here with us. We could not have done what we do with these students without your sacrifice, so thank you so much for coming back and honoring us with your presence. A special Team Vance welcome to Mr. Lawrence. Thank you so much for being here, sir. We could not do what we do without the City of Enid and the partnership that we have. I really appreciate everything that you do for this organization and what you pour into these students. Vance Air Force Base and the City of Enid, if you don't know, this is a very special place. For those who have been in the military before, I know you've been in communities that support their airmen. We have a city member, usually the mayor, but somebody who comes to every single graduation morning and evening to showcase that relationship between us and the City of Enid. They do everything they possibly can to make sure that we have all that we need to ensure that our students are able to graduate on time. To all the families that are here, which is all the sets of eyeballs looking at me right now, welcome. We are so proud of your graduate today. Colonel Miller is my de facto boss today, so he told me I could do whatever I want, so I'm going to go off script a little bit here. If you don't mind, for the class, would you please stand up? Would you please turn around? Would you please find your person or your family members that are here? You can blow them kisses, give them heart hands, winks. But on behalf of the entire class, I would like to thank you for being here. And class, if you wouldn't mind joining me in a round of applause for your family members here today. All right, that's enough. That's enough embarrassment for you today. We'll do that again later. Good, come on. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. The families and the friends that are here, you are what makes this possible. You have provided our students and our graduates the moral compass, the work ethic, and the dedication to make it through this demanding program. Thank you for everything that you have done to provide us with a ready-made moldable airman to create what you see here today before you. It's a very special moment. We are extremely proud of them. And thank you for allowing us to train your students or your family member over the last 6 months. Provide a little background, Vance is one of 4 bases whose primary mission is to create world-class pilots. And there is no doubt about it that we are the best. For another month. We are the absolute best at doing that. We have created over 38,000 graduates over the last 70 years. Our mission is to prepare and deliver highly qualified aviators for follow-on training in a variety of aircraft for our United States Air Force and for our partner nation Air Forces as well. In those graduates, the 38,000 I just mentioned, we've had 2 Medal of Honor recipients, a P-51 World War II ace, 7 astronauts, more than 200 general officers, including the 15th Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Richard Myers, and 2 notable first assignment instructor pilots, which Diesel, I think, right after a man after your heart, General Ronald Fogelman, who rose to be the Air Force Chief of Staff, and Colonel Eileen Collins, a distinguished space shuttle commander. Class 2608, make no mistake, you are graduating on sacred ground. Heroes had walked these hallways and learned to fly in aircraft with VN on the tail flash. In the seats next to you are your friends, folks that you have struggled with, folks that you've had hopefully a little bit of fun with, and you have a special bond for life. We talked about that earlier. This is such an important day. So Colonel Miller and I, we graduated about 3 months apart in those very same seats with the exact same fabric, with the same green on the wall 24 years ago. And we happen to be next door neighbors right now. So it is a very small Air Force, and the bonds that you have in front of you right here will last for a lifetime. You've experienced the wonder of flight, and you know what it means to master something extremely difficult. But you understand that it takes not only an individual, but an entire team to get you in the air and make you successful. I want to take a few moments and just provide you a few additional thoughts before we get to Colonel Miller. We expect you to be competent, credible combat aviators, while never forgetting to be competent, credible combat officers. I know I talked to you the first day you got here. You are officers who happen to be pilots. You're not pilots who are officers. You continue to refine the skills that you learned here with each flight. Don't ever lose your love for aviation, ever. It may be hard, it may be challenging, it may suck at times, but it is flying. It's awesome. The charge ahead of you, though, is to be the officer and the aviator that our nation or your nation needs. During your journey, the Air Force will change. The aircraft that you fly will change, but taking care of those around you and your Air Force family, that'll never change. Today we're celebrating the folks in the front row here, but it takes a total team effort led by the folks here on the left-hand side of the room that have contributed to Class 2608's graduation, and they are the reason that you're successful and that you're here today. We invest well over $1 million into each one of these aviators, and we'll get our payback, have no doubt. Money alone does not get them to this point. It takes over 2,600 airmen, government civilians, and contractors to make up Team Vance that pour each and every day their dedication and emotional investment into these men and women. Among that team are 3 groups I'd like to single out for recognition. Diesel, you'll appreciate this. The first group are instructor pilots. There's 2 here, 5 back there, out of this entire crowd. They are the least represented because as you walked in here, you saw the airplanes overhead. There is no break for them. They had a class that was actually in the same room with them this morning, ready to go, that are starting their dollar rides as they're graduating with the same instructor pilots. So there is no break. They're in the skies 200 times a day making this work. So please, a round of applause for our instructor pilots. Second is our outstanding teammates that fix our aircraft. Let's face it, pilots are very, very good at breaking aircraft, and we have an amazing team of contract partners, government civilians, and military that fix our aircraft and make sure that our aircraft are safe to get in every single day. And again, we have over 200 aircraft on this flight line that they get ready for us to take off at 7 o'clock in the morning and fly till 10 o'clock at night every single day. So please, a round of applause for our maintenance partners. Third, the amazing men and women of our support team. The wing staff agencies, our MSG, our medical group, our defenders, finance, public affairs, contracting flight, civil engineering, dental, flight medicine, just to name a few. The wings that you're about to receive, 2608, would not be possible. I've told you earlier that it's super easy to fly airplanes. It's hard to get a pilot to the flight line to make sure they are ready to go to be in the aircraft and safe. That entire team that's over there supporting you, they have one mission, and that's to see you here graduate today. So please, a round of applause for our support agencies. So 2608, on behalf of the entire wing, congratulations. We are so very proud of you. It is now my privilege to introduce Colonel Carl Miller. He is our own 71st Flying Training Wing Deputy Wing Commander, or DCOM for short. Hailing from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Colonel Miller attended the University of Florida and commissioned in 2001. Prior to assuming the helm as a deputy commander, I gotta say this one slowly because it's really hard. He served as a Chief of Aircrew Training and Management, Training and Readiness Directorate, Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations, Headquarters, U.S. Air Force, Washington, D.C. Well, big deal is what it means. He is a command pilot with over 4,100 flying hours in the AC-208, C-208, T-6, and C-17. While serving as commander of the 538th Air Expeditionary Advisory Squadron, he led the combat advisory mission for a squadron of 20 joint and combined air advisors operating a fleet of 69 aircraft, C-208s and AC-208s for the Afghan Air Force. He executed and fielded the first organic intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance and low-yield precision strike capability for the Afghan Air Force. I am excited to have him share his stories. I'm excited to have him share his wisdom. I hear it all the time, being my next-door neighbor. I hear his wisdom, so I'll probably be asleep over there. But he did ask me to please announce him with his formal and very regal name. Please join me in welcoming the 71st Flying Training Wing Deputy Commander, United States Air Force Colonel, Carl F. Miller III.
Oh, goodness. We've been friends for a long time, so I suppose I should expect something like that. Can you hear me okay? It sounds like the levels are a little low in here, so I just wanted to make sure we got a good audio. All right, thanks. Hey, good morning, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vance Air Force Base. Welcome to Enid America. Thank you all so much for joining us here today. What a tremendous, my favorite part of the job, our favorite part of the job, every single person here, we love this so much. We did have a bit of a last-minute change with the guest speaker. We had a very distinguished individual that was supposed to come in at the last second. He was unable to, and so anybody who knows me that knows I love to jump on this, are like, Carl, do you want to do it again? I'm like, yes, absolutely, I want to do it again, because I love the opportunity to speak with you all, especially the families. For me, this is what it's all about. It's about the opportunity to get to communicate with the friends and families and loved ones on such a special day, because it's been an amazing part of my career, this experience. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much for this privilege to be able to talk with you. I'm going to echo first the comments of our distinguished MCs, Colonel Bissonnette, and just thank a few folks that are super important to me. Chaplain Gilmore, thank you so much for always grounding us with your amazing words and giving me an opportunity to reflect before we start something like this. Goose, Sling, thank you for MCing, as always, for your amazing leadership. Colonel Bissonnette, Biz, Chief Bearclaw, thanks for hosting us today and representing. Spots, an honor to share the stage with you one last time. This is super special. To my wingmen and teammates, fellow colonels, chiefs, enlisted leaders, senior enlisted leaders, thank you for your steadfast leadership in this worthy endeavor to produce pilots for our nations. General Thomas, Miss Dinah, thank you so much for visiting with Team Vance yesterday. Congratulations to you and your family, and thanks for being here with us. It's super special. Colonel Dunn, sir, welcome. Thank you for being here with us. Diesel, awesome. That is epic. We love having Vance grads back, so that's super, super special for us. Airman Hill, Airman Alexander, thanks for hanging out with me today, and it's an honor to have you here. I'm really proud of both of you. David, thank you for your friendship, for your steadfast support of Team Vance. It means the world to us. To all of our instructor pilots, maintainers, controllers, aircrew, flight equipment, defenders, force support, mission support, medical team, whether you're active duty, reserve, guard, total force contractors, we love all of you. You're the ones who make our mission possible. As Colonel Bissonnette said, thank you all so much. Finally, to the real DVs, now that I've gone through my laundry list, the people that really matter. Grandparents, moms, dads, brothers, aunts, uncles, sisters, spouses, children, fiancés, almost fiancés, boyfriends, girlfriends, best friends, I don't care. Thank you. You are all what makes this moment so special in our lives. Thank you so much for being here today and being a part of this. Now to Class 2608. Holy smokes. Every time I say these class numbers, my heart just sinks because it makes me realize how old I am. He didn't say the year, I'll say it, 0214, so you can run the math on that. I was the Punishers right here at Vance Air Force Base. If you want to know what my class patch looks like, take yourself to Scooters, go in the back, look above the pool table in the back, and you'll see my giant skull class patch there. It's still there. I'm very proud of that. As he mentioned, we walked across the stage almost 24 years ago. And as I thought about, hey, what am I going to say today? What are we going to talk about? I was like, let me think about my own graduation. And you know what the one thing that I remember and know for certain is? I have absolutely no idea who my graduation speaker was whatsoever. Zero idea. And honestly, I don't know that anybody who's ever graduated from here, unless they had somebody really significant, can remember who their graduation speaker was. So I'm going to take a cue from history and some of my own lessons learned, and I'm going to adjust my remarks accordingly for you. I could sit up here and tell you a bunch of long-winded stories and give you a bunch of war stories, give you a bunch of significant historical quotes. I promise you I can do it. But instead of that, I'm going to keep it simple. And I'm just going to give you an assignment. I'm going to ask you to do 3 things for me. That's it, just 3 things. I'll keep it short, but you have to promise me that these are 3 things that you are going to work on over the course of today, tonight, and this weekend with your families, okay? 3 things. And now this just does not apply to the graduates. It applies to everybody in this room. So I'll keep it short, but you all have to do the work. Can we make that, can you keep that promise for me? All right, thank you. All right, number one most important, I want you to promise me that you will all do your very best to make this moment right here, one to remember for a lifetime for both you and your families. If you're anything like me, Colonel Bissonette, any of the instructor pilots probably in this room, you all are about to realize a dream that you have had since childhood. I was in the fourth grade, just a little kid, when I decided that I wanted to be a pilot. And the fact that I'm standing here today still blows my mind every single day. Most of you have probably been working your entire lives to get to this point right here, and you have probably been just about the best at everything you have ever done. It's a big deal. Mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, siblings, family members, take a second, think about it. You literally created and built these amazing human beings who are about to walk across this stage today. Their success and their accomplishment is only possible because of you. And I need you to not forget that. I don't forget it, and the way I do that is on the front of my speech binder here. These are my pictures from my graduation day, right here in this building, taken just outside of this door. And every time I do this, I bring my family members with me because I want to remember and hold on to what a special day and time this is. So I ask you to try to do the same in your life. None of us are permanent. That is a fact. But these memories that you all make here today and throughout this weekend, they can last a lifetime. So I am asking you to take lots of pictures, create lots of memories, have a blast, celebrate each other, love each other, and enjoy this incredible milestone in each of your lives. It truly matters. Number two, I need you to express your gratitude. As I mentioned before, 2608, none of you would be here without the love and support of the people sitting behind you. I want you to promise me that you will tell each of them how thankful you are for them and how much they mean to you. You are about to embark on the adventure of an absolute lifetime as an Air Force pilot. I promise you that. But you cannot do this alone, and you will not be successful without the love and support of your families. So I need you to let them know today just how much they mean to you. And friends and family, promise me that you'll tell these fine young men and women how proud of them you are. Their new charge in life and the burden they carry as Air Force pilots and flying airmen is great. I guarantee you that their ability to fly, fight, and win for our nations and for our partner nations, it depends on your love and support. Number three, class, continue to build relationships. 2608, do not let go of these relationships that you have built throughout pilot training. Please continue to foster them. These are some of the best people that you will have the chance to meet in your lives. Keep this going. And these new friends and colleagues, they're going to be part of the foundation of your Air Force family and your network for the rest of your career. One of my very best friends in the world is someone that I sat in these seats with back in pilot training. 2608, as Colonel Bissonette told you, your journeys together are just beginning and you never know where the road is going to take you. Also, in those relationships, don't forget about your instructor pilots. See, I don't know if you realize just how much your instructor pilots care about you, not only as aviators, but as airmen and as human beings. And the reason is simple. It's because we see ourselves in you. And if you haven't realized it yet from all the stories and things that we've been saying to you today, it's because we are you, we were you. You will be us. We're all in this together now. So keep these relationships going. One of my truly great joys in life is watching my former students, I've been teaching pilot training a long time, grow and flourish in their careers. I get to see them do that. In fact, this knucklehead sitting behind me was one of my first students in pilot training, and now he's one of our amazing squadron commanders. I didn't mean to call it. This guy is amazing. Like, I remember him when he was just like you, and now he is leading one of the best squadrons in the United States Air Force. That is so incredibly special. And fair warning to you guys, and especially to you young instructor pilots in the room, I want you to realize this. One of your students, one of these days, is going to end up being your boss. Like, that is a fact, right? Like, who am I worried about giving me a check ride? It's him, right? I may have taught him how to fly, but I fly for him now when I go to the flight line. So don't forget that. This business, this world gets very small once you leave here. So my point is simple. Just keep building those relationships. It is incredibly special. All right. So that's it. That's very simple, right? 3 tasks for you. Make memories, express gratitude, and sustain relationships. That's all you have to do. 2608, the Air Force, your nation, your friends, your family, we need you to be the best. And we need you to be ready to do hard things. Normally at this point in my speech, this is kind of where I would talk about, hey, when you're in pilot training, it's very easy to kind of think, my calling to do hard things probably won't come. And I normally have to tell a little story to convince people of that their calling to do hard things will come. I don't need to do that right now. The things that we see unfolding in the world today, I don't think I need to convince anybody of that reality and the things that we will need you to do. You know, I never could have imagined over 23 years ago where my journey would take me and the things that I would be called to do. And without a doubt, all of the graduates before you who have walked across this very stage, they probably could not have imagined either where this journey would take them. Lieutenant Colonel Leon Vance, for whom our base is named, for what we do here is named, I don't think he ever could have imagined when he graduated pilot training in 1940 that he would be called to ditch a bomber into the English Channel solo with a shot-up airplane and a partially amputated foot under enemy fire, and that he would land that plane in the English Channel in order to save the lives of his fellow crew members. And miraculously, he himself would survive. That was a mission that would earn him the Congressional Medal of Honor. Our local national hero, Lieutenant Colonel Shortfinger, he could not have imagined in September of 1968, when he graduated right here at Vance Air Force Base, that he would be shot down over North Vietnam just 3 years and 5 months later, and that he would spend 405 days in the Hanoi Hilton. The mobility pilots who walked across this very stage once upon a time and then executed the largest non-combatant evacuation in human history out of Kabul in August of 2001. There is no way that they could have imagined what they would be called to do someday. The fighter, bomber, tanker, mobility, C2ISR, SOF, those pilots who graduated here and are now prosecuting one of the most intense air power campaigns in modern history, known as Operation Epic Fury. I don't think they envisioned what they would be doing when they graduated here just a short time ago. Now, more than ever, our nation requires airmen at every level and at every skill and in every duty who are willing and able to do hard things. And your nations and Singapore require you to do hard things. But the good news is today, Class 2608, that you are ready. And we will make you even more ready as you go through the rest of your training. I promise you today, you are better trained and better prepared than I was when I walked across the stage. And you will only continue to get better and better. You will be successful. You will rise to the challenge, just like all of those who have come before you. Okay, that last part, I realize you probably won't remember any of that or any of the things that I said for the rest of your lives. But you promised me on the first part that you were not going to forget it, okay, and that you were going to do what I asked. So let's go over those 3 tasks again before I close this out, okay? Make this one to remember, express gratitude, build relationships. Those are your 3 tasks. That's it. All right, 2608. In just a moment, you're going to get your wings, and you will now and forever hold the title of United States Air Force pilot. Yeah, we can clap for that. Yeah. Thank you. Welcome to the club, ladies and gentlemen. Truly, if you can't tell, we're truly honored and excited for you to be a part of it. And I hope you realize, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, you will always be part of this family and of the legacy of Vance Air Force Base and our incredible Enid community. You'll always be a part of it. 2608, thank you so much for allowing me just to be a little tiny part of this amazing day and getting to share some time with your friends and your family. I'm so grateful for you, and I'm so proud of each and every one of you. May God continue to bless you all in this great nation. And 2608, may you always be Vance proud. Thanks.
Thank you, Colonel Miller. Captain Samuel Medvac from Class 2608 would like to present you with a small token of appreciation for being part of this special occasion.
We will now recognize individuals who excelled in one or more phases of training. The new pilots competed for academic, leadership, and flying training awards, as well as the top wingman, distinguished graduate, and the coveted AETC Commander's Trophy. Each phase of training was carefully weighed, and only a slight margin separated the top performers. Families and friends, please come down and take photos as your graduates receive their awards. Please be mindful of the public affairs photographer, Sarah, that will be taking official photos during this time. Colonel DeLumba will present the Academic Excellence Awards to the pilot whose overall academic test averages exceeded those of their peers. The recipient of the academic award is Second Lieutenant Priscilla Pidiak.
Colonel Jans will present the Leadership Award. The Leadership Award is presented to the officer who demonstrated outstanding leadership qualities and potential through this most rigorous and demanding military training program. The recipient of the Leadership Award is Captain John R. Robison.
Lieutenant Colonel Johnson will present the Flying Training Award. The Flying Training Award is presented to the pilot whose daily flying performance and check ride scores exceeded those of their peers. The recipient of the Flying Training Award is First Lieutenant Ethan Ho.
Colonel Bissonette will present the Top Wingman Award. Selected by their peers, the Top Wingman Award is presented to the graduate who epitomized the support and teamwork critical to being a great wingman. The recipient of the Top Wingman Award is Captain Mario M. Massatelli.
Colonel Bissonette will present the distinguished graduates. To be selected for this honor, a student must maintain an exceptionally high average in all phases of training and finish in the top 10% of the class. The first distinguished graduate is Second Lieutenant Rourke T. Martin. The second distinguished graduate is Second Lieutenant Jonathan T. Willis.
Finally, the most prestigious trophy that Air Education and Training Command presents to a pilot training graduate is the AETC Commander's Trophy. This pilot excelled in both flying and academics and demonstrated the initiative and leadership qualities essential to the professional Air Force officer. Additionally, they personify the tenets of the Order of the Dedalians, a group dedicated to military aviation, personal integrity, and patriotism. Colonel Miller will present this special award reserved for the officer who attained the highest overall rating through their program. The winner of the AETC Commander's Trophy is Second Lieutenant Rourke T. Martin.
At this time, Colonel Bissonette would like to recognize the instructor pilots from the 8th Flying Training Squadron, selected by Class 2608, who most embodied the Air Force core values during T6 training and provided exceptional mentorship and instruction. Colonel Bissonette will present the recipients with a plaque in recognition of their hard work. Receiving the award from Sea Flight, First Lieutenant Logan Douglas. Receiving the award from D Flight, Captain Gavin Doring.
Yeah, Kevin. We would now like to take a moment to recognize our international students who are graduating with us today. For these students, pilot training represents unique challenges that push them to their limits. Not only are they expected to meet all the rigorous pilot training standards of their American counterparts, but they are expected to do so in a new language and a foreign environment. Upon arriving at Vance, pilot training begins in full force, thrusting students into a lifestyle where they must learn to fly and develop language skills, all while moving 4 miles a minute. 2 students here this morning came to Vance not representing the United States, but rather their country, Singapore. Our strong allies are a vital part of what makes our military the most powerful in the world, and today we recognize not just these 2 new pilots, but strong friendships that will last a lifetime. Colonel Bissonette will present this special award recognizing their hard work and dedication. Our first international student is First Lieutenant Ethan Ho. Our second international student is First Lieutenant Boaz Yu.
This concludes the awards portion of the ceremony. And now the time we have all been waiting for. Colonel Bissonette will formally present the diplomas and pilot wings to our graduates. As they exit the stage, they will receive a commemorative coin and with their unique graduation number from the 71st Student Squadron, First Sergeant, Master Sergeant Christina Annabelle. The new pilots' families and friends are invited to pin on the Air Force wings following the graduation ceremony.
All right, having completed the required course of training, the following officers from Class 2608 are awarded the Aeronautical Rating of Air Force Pilot. Captain Antonio M. Castillo.
Captain Kelsey N. Halls.
Captain Mario M. Massatelli.
Captain Samuel J. Medvac.
Captain John J. Robison. Nice.
First Lieutenant Nathan M. Burke.
First Lieutenant Ethan Ho.
First Lieutenant Boaz Q. Yu.
Second Lieutenant Jacob W. Amo.
Second Lieutenant Alexander S. Harmio.
Second Lieutenant Dylan S. Nackert.
Second Lieutenant Rourke T. Martin.
Second Lieutenant Wesley T. Mason.
Second Lieutenant Sean D. McSweeney.
Second Lieutenant Luis M. Morales.
Second Lieutenant Carl J. Oldeluhaus.
Second Lieutenant Priscilla Pedyak.
Second Lieutenant Dean M. Poplas.
Second Lieutenant Joseph P. Potter.
Second Lieutenant Cade T. Skipper.
Second Lieutenant Brandon S. Stiles.
Second Lieutenant Ivan I. Sviridovich.
Second Lieutenant Jefferson A. Thomas.
Second Lieutenant Jonathan T. Willis. To complete today's ceremony, Colonel Bissonette will present Class 2608.
Hey, why don't you cameras out for this? About face. Ladies and gentlemen, class 2608.